I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, my people, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Omar Stennett. Yes, aka they call me the Manning's Man. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are watching us from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to anyone watching us from somewhere else in the world where there is a major or a huge time difference. Today, we have a quick 30 minutes show, but you know, we are always open to comments from those watching us. And say if you have a comment or a question on any of the things that we'll be discussing, you can go ahead and ask that. Today, we're going to look at 3 losses, or some of you would may want to say three victories, but we're going to do it in terms of losses today. Look at some events that took place yesterday, games that were played, a cricket game, a basketball game, and a football game. Of course, you know, Jamaica played, and so we're going to talk about that. The Jamaica versus Costa Rica game. We're going to look at the West Indies against Australia, and the Phoenix Suns against the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, those are the events we'll be talking about very, very quickly. So just waiting to get a couple more persons on, and then we will begin. But looking forward to a good time with you today. So come on in, join us. Be free to, again, share your thoughts and ask a question. Always a pleasure having you watching and participating with us on our programs. Again, thank you so much as well for all our subscribers. Remember, if this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel. We have over 600 subscribers. Slowly but surely, we're going there, but we are very grateful for all those persons who have taken time to go to our channel and subscribe to our channel. So let us begin today by talking about the NBA. The finals were last night, and in the finals last night, the Milwaukee Bucks, they lost. No, they won. They defeated the Phoenix Suns. Brilliant game by Giannis. Also believe that Chris Middleton played well. So the final score was 105-98 in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. They defeated the Phoenix Suns. At the end of the first quarter, Milwaukee were up by 13 points. The Phoenix Suns had a major run in the second quarter, and they won that quarter 31-13. But the third quarter and the fourth quarters were won by Milwaukee Bucks. And I mean, Giannis had 14 Rebounds, he had 2 assists, he had 5 blocks, and he had 50 points. Chris Middleton had 17 points, Drew Holiday 12, Brook Lopez 10, and Bobby Portis had 16 points. So you had 6 persons scoring in double figure, but the standout performer was Giannis in this particular game, giving the Milwaukee Bucks their first NBA title in over 50, close to 50 years, from 1971 up to this point. I think the last time they went to the finals was in 1974. So congratulations to them. Well done, Phoenix Suns. I mean, Chris Paul was the leading scorer. He had 26 points. Booker only had 19 points, played almost every minute of the game, but too much length, too much height, too much power, too much physical play, too many options for the Milwaukee Bucks. I did predict that the series would end 4-2. I did say to the Bucks in 6 when they were 2-0 down after the first 2 games. Many persons ridiculed me, but I just felt like the Milwaukee Bucks as a team had too many weapons. I mean, Chris Middleton on any night can give you 40 points. Giannis can give you 40. Drew Holiday can give you 30. Brook Lopez can give you 30. So when you have that good core, it's very difficult for a team that primarily depends on Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I know DeAndre Ayton is there, but he's the sole big man that they have. Jay Crowder is here and there. In probably any other team, he would be coming off the bench. Well done. Feel bad for Chris Paul emotionally, because I think this was probably, since he has been in the NBA for 16 seasons, this is probably his best opportunity to win, the first time advancing to the finals, and he lost. I think this is like one and done. I don't see the Bucks repeating right now unless they're going to add at least 2 pieces, get a good shooter in, a backup point guard, and they may even need to make some adjustment at the center position by getting rid of Brook Lopez and bringing in someone else. That's the only way they can double. But if they keep the core of this team, I don't see them advancing to a next final, especially when you consider what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do with KD and Kyrie Irving and James Harden. And then you think like a big market team like the LA Lakers are going to make moves to strengthen their team for next season. And then if you go even deeper into looking at teams, I'm almost certain that Pat Riley down in Miami will make changes to his Miami Heat team. He's going to bring in pieces to that roster to put them up there. You have teams out in the West. You have the LA Clippers, who they were without Kawhi Leonard for the finals, for the conference finals. You have the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson coming back, and they're going to add pieces. So Milwaukee Bucks, it may be the next 50 years, who knows? But you won a title. Well done, Giannis. Stellar performance in these finals. I mean, averaging serious averages over these finals. Had a couple 40 points game. I mean, he was coming off an injury. Many people didn't know how he would come back, but I mean, he just did not stop. He kept on going. He kept on going. He one of the things I love about this for Giannis is that he remained in Milwaukee instead of moving to a next franchise. He signed an extension at the beginning of the season to keep him in Milwaukee, and he has won in there. Kudos to you, credit to you, and well done, Milwaukee Bucks. Tough luck, Chris Paul. Maybe Chris Paul is going to move to some other franchise, maybe team up with LeBron in LA to see if he can get one more shot at an NBA championship. So lost to Phoenix Suns, victory for the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's dive into the game between the West Indies. Oh my God, the West Indies and Australia. What can I say? Is it embarrassing? Is it embarrassing what happened? I don't even know what to say. All right, no, I don't know. I can't understand this West Indies team. Firstly, let's think about the selection of the team. There is personally, from what I have seen, there's a preference for players from Trinidad in this present West Indies setup. There's a preference. There's an obvious preference for players from Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know if it is the influence of the coach or it is the influence of the captain or it is the influence of both. What do I mean? This West Indies squad had a Shea Hope. Shea Hope is one of the best batsmen in West Indies cricket. One day, his record speaks to it. Shea Hope can wicket keep. He's not a bad fielder. For the life of me, I cannot understand why Jason Mohammed can make this team over Shea Hope. Somebody needs to explain this to me. Also, say for whatever reason you wanted to keep Jason Mohammed, Nicholas Pooran has done nothing. And you know, I believe Nicholas Pooran is one of my favorite batsmen. But he has done nothing to warrant a place in this one-day team over Shea Hope. Shea Hope needs to be in this team. That is the first issue with this team. The selection of this team was wrong. Wrong, bang, bang, wrong. Wrong. No way Shea Hope should be excluded unless he's injured. No way whatsoever. Are you setting up Hetmeyer to fail? Why you would have him open when you have a designated opener? I don't understand. No way Jason Mohammed makes this team over Jermaine Blackwood. No way. No way whatsoever. Don't tell me nothing. If Jermaine Blackwood can get a game in your test team, he can play in your one-day team. It's not like we have tests with Australia coming up, so you need to rest him. What are we doing? These guys were discombobulated, embarrassed by an Australian seam attack. Australia, the bowling did well. Hayden Walsh Jr., very well. Alzari Joseph bowled very well. Listen to these scores. Evan Lewis, first ball ducks. Shimron Hetmeyer, 11 runs. Jason Mohammed, 2 runs. Darren Bravo, 2 runs. Nicholas Pooran, duck. Pollard, 56. Jason Holder comes in with the team. 1, 2, 3, 4 wickets. 5 wickets down. And Jason Holder is trying to pull a ball. Fourth ball, duck. Alzari Joseph put up some fight, 17 runs. And the rest of the bowlers, I won't even put, any pressure on them. Jason Holder needs to be held accountable for that shot that he played. Ralston Chase should be in this team. So you may be asking, so how does it work? Obviously, Shea Hope should be opening with Evan Lewis. Hetmeyer needs to come at 3. Bravo at 4. Pooran needs to be dropped Or if you keep Poran, you drop Polan, you're not going to do that because you need one more pace bowler. So Poran needs to be dropped and Shea will open. Ralston Chase needs to be in this team. So he can bowl what Jason Mohammed would bowl, and he can bat better than, and he has proven to be a better batsman than Nicholas Poran in one-day cricket. I am not happy. Phil Simmons, listen, in any other jurisdiction, Phil Simmons, you'd have lost your job. So check yourself, Mr. Simmons, because obviously there's something wrong. West Indies bowled out for 123 in 26.2 overs in a 49-over game, chasing 257. Australia leads the series 1-0. You want to know why Jason Mohammed must drop? Look at his bowling. Jason Mohammed was the most expensive bowler. Can't bowl like Ralston Chase. 3 overs, 25 runs. 8.33 runs per over. If you wanted an ex-spinner who can bat, you could have played Fabian Allen. Jason Mohammed has done nothing to be except that he was born in Trinidad. That must be. I cannot understand why Shea Hope didn't play. Don't understand. Mitchell Stark and Hazelwood dismantled the batting lineup. These guys look like they were blind men trying to hit soccer balls with a 12-inch bat, and they couldn't touch the deliveries. That's how it looked. It was depressing. I couldn't wait for the football games to start so I could have something else to look at. We need to get our selection right. So I need to know who is responsible for selecting this West Indies team. I'm ranting because I thought the days, having come out of the T20 series foreign, I thought the days of this kind of performance were over. But it seems to be an ongoing cycle of selecting people that you like more than who can do the job. It needs to change. So Pollard, whatever fascination you have with your fellow countrymen, this is West Indies cricket. Phil Simmons, whatever fascination you have with people from TNT, this is West Indies cricket. Nicholas Poran and Jason Mohammed must be put on the bench. And Shea Hope needs to come into this side. And Ralston Chase need to be in this team. Let me give you, because you don't understand what's happening. You don't understand what's happening, people. So maybe I need to read out the things to you. All right, Jason Mohammed, Trinidad. Darren Bravo, Trinidad. Nicholas Puran, Trinidad. Kieran Pollard, Trinidad. Akil Hussain, Trinidad. Evan Lewis, Trinidad. 6 of the persons in this team are from Trinidad. Even if you replace 2, you still have the majority. You need to do better. I am sure that if Ralston Chase played and Shea Hope played, instead of Jason Mohammed and Nicholas Poran, would have performed better, possibly win the game. And these changes need to be made before the second game, or else the performance is going to be the same. Let me move on to better matters. Now, I have some people that are like, listen, I'm speaking to you and you and you and you. Jamaica lost their first game of the Gold Cup. They lost by 1 goal to Costa Rica. A game that again, if we had taken our chances, we would have won. If, from what I saw, Costa Rica had one opportunity and they scored. One opportunity and they scored. Jamaica had at least 3 opportunities, goal scoring opportunities. I'm not talking about free kick outside of the 18 that we could have done better with. I'm talking about Gray getting one in the first half, one in the second half. One hitting the post, one the keeper made a brilliant save, but he had a first opportunity to score. I thought Blair Turgott got a good opportunity to score. So I think we had 3 clear opportunities where we could have won the game, and we didn't. We didn't. All right, and so we lost. But that's not my point of contention. That's not my point of contention. That's not my point of contention. You know what my point of contention is? Let me give it to you. My point of contention is the narrative that this is the best we have looked and is the best the team has played. And this is how we should have been playing, and this is how we need to play. Let this sink in. We lost the game. What is the sense of looking good and failing? I don't want to be a good-looking failure. I'd rather be an ugly-looking success. The objective of football is to win. We lost the game. Here is what I'll tell you. When the World Cup campaign comes around, you see the first 2 games, the one where we won 2-0 against Suriname, and then we won 2-1 against Guadeloupe. Of the 14 games in the World Cup, I'll take us playing 10 games like those and winning them than playing all 14 like these, like the one that we lost to Costa Rica, and win only 5. I don't want to play good. I want to win games. Because the more I win, the better I will play. One thing I'm sure about is that losing affects you more than winning. The first thing we need to develop is not a play good mentality, it's a winning mentality. So this idea that, well, the team looked good and this looked good, and people saying that I am glad that McGee got a chance. And McGee needs to look at his game and see that when he is without the ball, he cannot win a tackle. He's not good off the ball. And we all in Jamaica knew this from schoolboy days. And it has not changed. He's in his 20s now. He needs to work on it. You have to learn in the modern game, everyone defends and everyone attacks. It don't mean that you're the most aggressive tackler, but you must learn how to block, how to stop, how to win the ball off your opponent. That's a critical component of the game, especially if you're going to qualify for the World Cup. I will tell you this. Look at the game. If we played Suriname the way we played Costa Rica, they would have defeated us. If we played Guadeloupe the way we played Costa Rica, they would have defeated us. Because good playing don't mean that you're being effective. Costa Rica was just not good offensively. That's the truth. They weren't good offensively. And they weren't good defensively. I think of the 3 teams that we have played, Costa Rica looked the worst. And we lost to them. Guadeloupe offered more. They were more of a threat. It was a brilliant save by Andre Blake. Suriname had more shots than us, more possession than us. They look better than us. Costa Rica is worse. The only thing that Costa Rica have is their name. Brian Ruiz was walking on the field. Joel Campbell was on the plane when he had the ball. They didn't start two of their better defenders. Their primary goalkeeper was injured. They gave a debut to some young players. They are the worst team that we have played, and we couldn't beat them, and then we're saying we played the best game. Come, let's be real, people. Good news, though. The good news is that I am happy that this is where we lost. Because on Sunday we have the United States. And let me tell you this. Let us not fool ourselves and think like we can play against the United States with a midfield, Daniel Johnson, Speedy Williams, and Tyreek McGee. It cannot work. Let me give you the next thing. You see, when you come onto the football field, when your opponent is tired, you look a whole lot better than when you start the game, when they are functioning at full fitness. Junior Fleming never looked as good playing for the entire 90 minutes than he looked when coming on. I'm telling you, one player that I must say must start for Jamaica is Corey Burke. Corey Burke creates more opportunities than any other player on this Jamaican roster. So, what would my lineup be? My lineup would be obviously Andre Blake in goal, Damian Lowe, and Liam Moore. I don't think Alvas Powell is playing at his best, but I do believe he does offer more than O'Neal Fisher. So I'm starting Alvas at right back. At left back, I find that we are more stable defensively with Amari Bell. But the advantage is that Taxi gives us more going forward. I don't need Taxi going forward in the United States. I need someone who can defend solidly. And I would use Amari Bell. All right. So now let's get to midfield. Because I am optimistic that Bobby Reed will be available. So I'm starting Bobby Reed, Daniel Johnson, and I want Michael Hector to start. I can bring on Speedy Williams, but I have to start Michael Hector because he will win. Speedy is very good with the ball. Because hold on. My friend just put up something, people, and they'll put it up. The man just put up something, make me a loser. Because I said, cataract. Listen, Speedy Williams is very, very good when he has the ball. But I find in this competition, I can only judge from the two games that I've seen. Michael Hector's long legs break up more plays, and he wins a whole lot more aerial duels for us in the center of the park. The United States have a tall group of players, especially in the center of the park, right? And so if Bobby Reed is going to be there and Daniel Johnson, who covers a lot of ground, I think it is safer for us to start the game with Michael Hector and have Speedy Williams as an option coming off the bench because he's a better ball handler, right? Corey Burke starts for me. Blair Turgot, brethren, you have done well, but there's no way Corey Burke can sit on the bench. He has to start. I'm either going to play him in the number 10 position or on the flank, but Corey Burke has to start. So I'm using a 4-3-3. I want Leon Bailey on one side, and I want Corey Burke on the other side. Now the question is, who do I play up front? I don't think we gain anything if we played Andre Gray or Shamar Nicholson. I think both of them have missed chances. To be fair, Boza obviously played in more games, so he missed more chances. All right. Andre Gray created a chance, and people say Boza. So if the coach goes with either, I wouldn't have a problem. I would go with Andre Gray for this game because I think he needs to be given an opportunity to play with our best 11. I think he played well enough, but he wasn't playing with our best 11. In other words, he wasn't being used enough. And when other players started coming on, would have given him more opportunities to be used in the game, he was substituted. So that is my thoughts. But Corey Burke has to start. If Bobby Reed is well, he's up, he has recovered, then he must start. And if I have Bobby Reed and Daniel Johnson, then I think it would be good to keep Michael Hector and bring in on Speedy, just because I think Michael Hector stand a better opportunity of winning more balls in that midfield than any of the other midfielders. And that's what I like about him. He's not the best on the ball, but do I really need him to be on the ball? All I want him to do is to stack up his percentages. What I mean by that, just make some short passes. Soon as you get it, you just play it as easy as possible. Allow the Daniel Johnson and stuff. One thing I'll say though is that, truthfully, I saw Speedy playing some very good passes. So I want to have him, because here's the thing. I don't want to bring on Hector. I cannot have a crucial game like this and have Hector on the bench as an option to come on. I'd rather start him and replace him than to have a problem with Speedy and have to replace Speedy with Hector. Why? Because the option of playing low in midfield is not good. It is not a good option. And here's why. Because this USA team is big and they're fast. Mariappa don't have the legs. He plays well, manages the game, but he doesn't have the legs to go up against these speedy, big US attackers. I think Lowe needs to play in central defense and not be moved into midfield. All right. If I have to make any substitution, this don't make any sense with Alvas Paul. I wouldn't even put on Fisher. I'd put Mariappa there and play more with a conservative back three that allows me to give Amari Bell a little bit more leverage to go forward. So if I'm down, here's what I do. I'll bring on Mariappa, play a back three, bring on Taxi, remove Amari Bell, right? So he can now, Taxi will have more leverage to go up. I would even replace, well, I would say to Alvas, listen, focus more on going forward. I want to change him. But now I'd remove Hector from out of the midfield and keep Daniel Johnson and Bobby Reed along with Kemar Lawrence and Alvas Paul to cover in there. So I'd go 3-4-3. But I'm starting out with my 4-3-3, and as the game progresses, depending on how it goes, then I'll go 3-4-3, because I think that gives our attacking wing backs more opportunity to go forward. I believe that this is the game where Leon Bailey comes into his own. I liked his attitude. I saw him on the bench. He was talking to people, giving instructions, telling them what to do, calling, shouting, and I love that. It does say that there is a camaraderie in the camp, and there are issues, people, trust me. There will always be issues, but it appears that the major issues are not affecting the team as much, and there seemed to be a coming together, and there's no, and listen, stop talking about English players, Jamaican players, and we, the bloggers, the people out here, need to stop this segregation. Jamaicans, right? Now going ahead, I think we need minimum five persons in this team going into September. Coach Whitmore, please listen to me. Listen to the people. I hear there's a Kevin Stewart. If we can get him, absolutely fantastic. We need him. Mikel Antonio. That's two. I know we have Greg Lee as a left back, so we need to get him. We need a right back. So Devon Porter, Simon Preston, Oyini Blake, Ketara. We need a right back. I think it's an area that we need to sort out. So if we can get Kevin Stewart in midfield, Mikel Antonio up front, Greg Lee comes in, we need to get a right back. We have Ethan Pinnock that I think is still an option, because if Lowe gets injured or Liam Moore gets injured or there's a card issue, we need an option. We need an option there. All right. So that's 5. I think for the first game, if we have those 5 options, it makes the team stronger. I don't see Lamar Walker continuing with the team based on what I've seen. I could be wrong. I stand to be corrected. I see an O'Neill Fisher possibly losing his spot. I can be corrected. I see Maggie, Ravel Morrison comes in. I see Maggie struggling to keep his spot in a 20-man 3 team. And I'm not hating on these people. I think they are good footballers, but I think they're going to struggle. What you're saying? 3-4-3 is not an option. Of course it is. If we are down, I think it is the best way. If we are down 1-0, we can go Mariappa, Liam Moore, Damian Lowe. And in midfield, we remove Michael Hector, we play Taxi, watch me, Taxi, Alvas, Bobby Reed, watch this, Bobby Reed, Daniel Johnson, and you remove Corey Burke and put him behind Bowser. Because remember, now you don't have to, you can't even play 2 forwards up there. You can play the 2 forward with Leon Bailey coming inside because you have the 2 wingers going up. I think that's a good option if we're down to get more squares coming in for the team. I think that is part of the issue we're having. That is just if we are down a goal. But people, let me tell you this. I believe we have enough quality in this team to defeat the Americans. And if we defeat the Americans, here's what is in front of us. We play the winner of the Qatar El Salvador team game. I think we can beat any of those. And then we could end up meeting Mexico, Canada, or Costa Rica, depending on how those ties go. This is a very good opportunity for us. Really wanted to win the game yesterday. Think we had enough opportunities to win it, but we have to become very clinical in front of goal. These guys need to just go to the training ground and just hit ball. They are playing in my place. So all my friends and family over there in Arlington. Listen, all my friends from Mansfield. Yes, Montclair Drive. Listen, word of truth. All of you people, all the Jamaicans here, Stephen Clark, Shay, all of you guys, Polo, all of you guys. Listen, I'm not there, so make sure you go and watch the team, the AT&T Stadium they play. It's an 8:30 game, which is 7:30 American time. Go there with your Jamaican flags. People, there's a lot of Jamaicans out there in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So, yeah, looking forward to very good support. Go out and wear your Jamaican colors. Shout, support the boys and sing, But I still don't, like I said, I'm not going to give them credit for the performance because we lost. I don't like losing. And any day, give me an ugly win. I don't want a pretty loss. And that's what I think it is that occurred yesterday. Like I said, short show. So I ended with the 3 losers. The Suns lost, West Indies lost, and Jamaica lost. So that the positive note is that the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA, Australia defeated the West Indies, and Costa Rica nipped Jamaica. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. And look out for our Friday video that premieres at 12:30. That's our 30-minute video. And then we have our live show, our live JPL Jamaica Premier League show. And we will have Rudolph Speed, we have David Price, we'll be having Ludlow Bernard, and we have a player from St. Lucia that will be a part of the show. We'll be interviewing him this week. So listen out for that. This is this Friday. We start at 2 o'clock for that show every Friday on I Am Sure Sports. I'm Omar Stennett. Have a blessed day until we meet again.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.